All right, JP
We're
Fest.
almost finished with tuition.
We're almost finished with tuition. Yes. Just one more year, just one more year. No. Micah might want to do some business school in the future, but Joanna wants to work right away, and I don't think he's
Six like paragraphs? Well, it's basically like
Hello, man.
it's like basically like Simpsons. About. It's like some prayers can be like one. Like there's one prayer that's like.
Jordan, good picture with the sweater fit as the months went along. His sweater fit, you know.
Oh yeah, my mom made that.
So he's now just about,
That's supposed to be a 1 year.
and he's hitting it at 7 months, but still. That's all right.
That's great.
Sam, not in the back row today, but still. Hello. I know.
You're not supposed to work together. I'm sorry.
How old is her?
He's just turned 6 months.
I know.
Our kids aren't ready.
That's it. I know most of them.
I don't know what is our song.
He's not terribly smiling today, but he's really afraid.
He had a pretty rocky like I got it earlier, but
Oh.
his stomach is like kind of digesting.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, bro.
Yeah. We got a
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the YouTube watchers as well, and very nice to be here on Labor Day weekend. So I'll always forget to acknowledge it at the proper time, so thinking about it now. So thank you to all those who labored for generations in our country and sustain our society. And we're going to begin on page 1 with Yedid Nefesh. The whole thing, the non-guitar version, because I'll be talking a little bit about it tomorrow when I talk about the movie that I saw this week.
Oh, that was, what's it called?
Between the Temples.
Yedid
Nefesh Avarachaman Mishochatecha El Retzonecha Yarutzatecha Kemo Aya Yishtachaver El Muhadorecha Yerodom Yedidotecha Minofetu Bechol Ta'am Adu Page 6, middle of the page. Yismchu Hashamayim. Let the heavens rejoice. Yismchu Hashamayim. Yismchu Hashamayim. Yismchu Hashamayim. V'tageh ha'aretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam u'melo'o. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam u'melo'o. Right, we're going to go to page 9. מזמור שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה. הושיע לו ימינו, וזרוע קודשו. איי איי אדוני תשועתו, והגויים, כי צדקתו. זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל, ראו כל ארצי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, יצאו ורעו וזמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור ובכינור בכל זמרה. בחצוצרות בכל שופר, הריעו לפני אדוני. ירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה. איי 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 יחונך ומך, יחריב ירדנו לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ. לשפוט דבר וצדק ועמים במישרים. איי 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 let's go to page 12. Mizmor LeDavid, page 13. Page 15, L'chadodi. L'chadodi, likrat kala, yalla, 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 neshama, nekavela. L'chadodi, likrat kala, yalla, 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 neshama, nekavela. Make מעשה במחשבה תחילה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה. Bottom of 17. ימין ושמאל תפארתי ואת אדוני תריצי על ידי ופרצי ונצמחה ונגילה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה. Rise and face the entrance. בואי ושלום הדרך בעלה גם לשמחה ותודה טוב אמונה עם סגולה בואי קלה בואי קלה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה וחתוני לקראת קלה יאללה 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 ושבת נקרא אלה. We say to any mourners or midst Makom Nechamechem, V'tokshar Achavei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We may be seated. Page 19. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat Toveh le'Adonai U'lezamer l'Shimcha Elyon U'lezamer l'Shimcha Elyon Le'hagid b'boker Hazecha Ve'emunatcha b'aleinu Alei Asur ve'alei Namer Alei Nayom Me'inor Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat Toveh le'Adonai U'lezamer l'Shimcha Elyon U'lezamer l'Shimcha Elyon. Continue on our own, pages 19 and 20. Tzadika tamar nifrach k'erez b'manon yizkeh shetulim b'beit Adonai tzrot Eloheinu yafrichu Oyenun v'seva Deshenim v'ra'adanim yiyu le'hagi ki ashar Adonai turi v'lo Adonai malach geot lavesh lavesh Adonai osis v'azar avtikon tevel ba'al timo Nachon ki zachal me'az lamata nasu nerot ba'Adonai nasu nerot kolam yisu nerot okyam Mikol mayim mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam adir b'marom Adonai Elotecha ne'emnu me'od Baruch Hu. Call to prayer. Baruch Hu et Adonai Amevorah.
Baruch Adonai Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Amevorah Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ariv aramim. V'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai amariv aramim. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limad etam, otanu limad etam. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmeinu, Kumeinu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach v'livrei toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki em chayeinu, ve'orat yameinu, u'vahem neged yomam v'layla, neged yomam v'layla. Ve'atecha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Page 25. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levecha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'otecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anvi mitzavecha, hayom levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'divartam b'shivtecha b'reitecha, u'lechecha b'derech, u'shoklecha u'b'kulecha, u'kshartam le'od ha'u'yadecha, ve'hayu l'tototo b'neinecha, u'tartam al mizuzot beitecha, u'b'yisharecha. Namahan tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim lechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, emet, Adonai Elohechem, emet. Yeah. טוב רצון קיבלו להם משה ובני ישראל לכן אשר בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך בנעימים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא נורא תהילות עושה פלא מלכותך ומלך וכן גם לפני משה זה אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל מי כמוך בנעימים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא נורא תהילות עושה פלא נורא תהילות עושה פלא 33 השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ושמור צאתנו לחיים ושלום מעתה Alright, we'll start on this side of the room first. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו Soleni Sukkot Shalomech, Baruch Atah Adonai, Aparei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, Vav Kol Mo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. Please rise from Shamru. Shamru, Bnei Yisrael, Hashabbat, Lasot et Hashabbat, Ledot Amerit Olam. Bnei Yisrael, Oti Le'olam. Oti le'olam, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabbat, לעשות את השבת לגלות המרית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לגלות המרית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש into the Chatzi Kaddish, which will be led by our relatively soon-to-be B'nai Mitzvah, Eddie Walmarco and Lucy Osteen. Private Amidah now, pages 37 through 48. Say shalom biroma, uyase shalom aleinu, eyal kol Yisrael, eyal kol Yisrael, einu, Israel, Eyal Kol Yisrael. Mea Tefillah on page 49. Paul, you're up for it?
Yeah.
And then Dukadi Shalom, yes.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, קונה שמיים וארץ, המגן אבות בדברו, המחיה מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לימו. יום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעמוד וירא ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעין הברכות. הודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומברך שביעית ומניח בקדושה לימדו שני יומי זכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו רצי מנוחתנו וקדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך ותאר ליבנו לעובדך באמת ותאר ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת יקדל ויקדש שמי רבה ועבדתי בחירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר בפעמם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירון בעלמא ויאמרו אמן תקבל צלות הון ובהון דכל ישראל קודם עוון לי בשמיא ויאמרו אמן בשלמה רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו אמן.
All right, so for our historical moment today, I'm going to be reading, I've read letters like this already, but as Jody London is here, it has been, if you saw our first, the issue of the Omer, she's starting this series on the past presidents of the congregation, interviewing them and their experience. And one of them is Aaron Paul, and he like searched through his whole house to find this letter.
It was, yes.
And so,
it was a thing when I was at his house. It was a thing.
So therefore, I'm reading this letter.
Thank you.
I'll explain more afterward. But it's from April 6, 1987, which makes it recent. In my head. I'm still in college. All right, anyway. My fellow congregants, I'm writing to you at this time to bring to your attention an emergency situation which threatens to force us to take immediate action if we are to maintain our synagogue operations at the standard to which you have become accustomed. Historically, our synagogue has experienced a cash shortage during the late summer when temple activities are at a minimum. However, this year, the cash shortage has hit us earlier, remember it's April, and more severely than we had anticipated. Although it is difficult to find any single cause, there are several reasons which we believe have contributed to the present crisis. Our temple school is in full operation, is well staffed, and has developed a good reputation for providing excellent Jewish education to our children. Our Gan Avram preschool program is a tremendous success, and it's new then. It's filled to capacity, has a waiting list. We've done a good job in keeping our expenses within the amounts budgeted during this year, except for several areas. Insurance costs have skyrocketed, PG&E and telephone bills continue to rise, and our expenses for maintaining our aging temple facilities have increased tremendously. To add to our difficulties, the cash which we normally receive from dues and other sources has not come in quickly enough to meet these mounting expenses. The Board of Directors has met in a crisis session to find solutions to this immediate cash problem. After a great deal of consideration and discussion, the Board has instructed me as your president to assess each member $100 minimum.
Wow.
Those members who can afford to...
That's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot.
Those members who can afford to increase the assessment should do so. I mean, I'm guessing dues were probably maybe $800 there at the most. Or, you know, so it would be, it's possibly less.
There's more contacts.
Yeah, it's coming. But anyway, your immediate response, well, sort of. Your immediate response to this assessment is absolutely critical to continued operation. We're enclosing an envelope with an assessment card for you to indicate your assessment along with your check. Please do not turn your back on your temple family in this time of need. By helping your temple at this time, you will be performing a mitzvah not only for your temple family, but for your own family as well. Aaron Paul, President. Now, you know, there's difference between assessments, which is basically we're billing you because the board has the theoretical authority to do so, but increasingly congregants have the authority not to pay it, even if it's an assessment. You know, so an assessment versus an ask. You know, I'm more of a strategy of the ask these days because for the most part. But it depends. Sometimes one is necessary and sometimes the other. We're already in the 80s. The synagogue had been declining significantly numerically since the early 1970s. And it was, you know, people had moved out of Oakland. It was just a tremendous problem. And when Aaron was asked to be president, he already knew there was this financial crisis. And he knew that his job was to keep the lights on, which he would say. But this was a particularly difficult year. Do you have something else to add to that, Jody? You might?
Well, yeah, so if you haven't read the first issue of the Omer, mine arrived on Thursday, thank you. I gave a little intro, and what inspired me to do the whole thing was Aaron telling me one day, you know, I had to take out a personal loan to keep the synagogue afloat. So my guess is that this assessment didn't close the gap, and there was a month there around August of 1987, is that the year?
Yeah.
Where they were unable to meet payroll. And had Aaron not taken out a loan, the whole place would have shut down. They wouldn't be able to pay the bills. It was quite a thing. And just in the article that we published this month about Norm Budman, Norm, when he was president from 83 to 85, instituted the requirement that to go to the Gan, you had to be a member. So they had already done that to try to boost the membership, but there were so many people moving out of Oakland at that time. So that was part of it. So this is a teaser, because I have to write it, but the October article is my interview with Aaron. And,
Perfect.
It was great.
So that'll get you. So one more for Aaron. I read you know, as I've gone through those files, there are so many letters about failing to collect dues and, you know, and asking for more money. We're in trouble. It just went on for decades.
Norm was the one who even introduced the due schedule. Up until that point, he'd been just kind of like, oh yeah, give us some money, and you know, he made it a little more formal, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to show you the little accounting cards that are in everybody's file.
Oh wow!
It's really
You still have all those?
we anyone who left their files were kept.
Wow.
Temple Sinai was going through the same thing, and they were actually kicking out members who were not paying what they thought that they should pay, particularly older people who weren't using the synagogue very much. And they were just saying, bye, either pay up or out of here.
By the way, we did too. We also said the same thing in many of those letters. You can't be a member. I don't know how strictly we took to it. But I will remind Susan Simon, who just spoke, she was on the board of directors.
Yes,
I was.
At this letter.
You know what I was doing on the board of directors?
What were you doing?
I was knitting.
Susan, was the gun at that time covering its costs or?
Yes.
It depended on how you did the accounting. Do you charge the Don for the temple services that they use? If you don't, then it was closer. If you do, it was closer. Otherwise, they were a little bit of a moneymaker for a while.
Yeah, and well, it says even here, it says the Don has made a small profit. This is too much information perhaps for the camera, but yes, just think of a custodian. At least one whole custodian salary, because we have a Gan, right? Otherwise, we'd only have to set up and clean up for Shabbat and religious school. And it's a lot more than that. So it may show a profit, but that's already $50,000 minimum that it's not showing, right? That we have to, that is really because we have the Gan. So yeah, exactly as Susan said, how you distribute that money across a budget depends on whether you believe it's a profit or a loss leader. So it's always an interesting discussion. Anyway.
It's safer never made any money.
No.
They never do.
Yeah, religious schools, I know this is a digression, but religious schools throughout the United States are expected that they will be at least 50% not, 50% will be paid for by the congregation. Now, at least one congregation in the Bay Area, they charge $0 for a religious school, and it's built. They 100% is paid for by the members. And now I'm gonna one more thing. I mean, this is a fun subject in a way, okay? Which is, it's expensive, right? I mean, I marvel that people send their kids to religious school twice a week. Whatever, $900 twice a week, and then someone was asking a question in the Facebook group, and then one of our parents wrote back, well, yeah, we pay membership, but you know what? When on the days we don't have religious school, we have to pay for 3-4 hours of childcare, and this is like an amazing deal. My mind was blown away. I mean, I have never thought of it like that.
That's good math.
Yeah, it was awesome. So childcare is more expensive than after-school Hebrew school by a lot.
And select soccer is probably more too.
It is, but then I thought, like, select soccer is not as bad of a deal as I thought. Okay, because in any case, enough of that. This time we're going to rise for the Kiddush, page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ha'olam, borei b'riah ha'afen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzon v'shabbat kosho v'ahavot ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh b'reishit. Ki hu yom tefillah v'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Ki banu v'charta v'otanu v'kidashta mikroim v'shabbat kodeshecha v'yava uvratzon. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Hashavat Chaim to life.
Chaim.
If you are near children or anyone else you're comfortable blessing, we say Simcha Elohim K'Ephraim V'Chimenashe Yisimech Elohim K'Sar Rivka Rachel Leah
Yivarecha Adonai Yishmerecha Adonai P'navelecha V'chunecha Yisa Adonai P'navelecha V'yasemecha Shalom.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace. Amen.
Page 57. Aleinu
L'shabeach l'Adon HaKol, L'Tedu Ha'Yotzei Bereshit, Shelo Asanu K'royei Haratzon, Ve'lo Samanu B'Kol Adamam, Shelo Sam K'Alkeinu Kahem, Ve'gor Aleinu K'Chol Ha'onam, V'anachnu Korim, U'mishtachavinu Lifnei Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim Ve'yosei Haaretz, U'Basham Yitgarel B'Shamayim Mima'am, U'Shmina Tuzo, V'Gavhei Meromim, U'Eloheinu Eino, Emet Malkeinu Efezulato, Kakatu B'Torato, Evatayom, V'Hashemota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, V'Shamayim Mima'am, V'yom ha'aretz,
recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends whose yahrzeits we observe during the coming week, thinking especially today of Lena Adowich, Edward Lee Berkovich, Louis Berdovsky, Toba Bernstein, Eva Klein David, Sylvia C. Davis, Joseph Dienstag, Richard Felton, Bessie Gerber, Eileen Grossman, Bill Hale, Jacqueline Helfand, Sylvia Heyman, Norman Allen Katz, Fanny Kessler, Molly Kessler, Matilda Kramer, Max Cushman, Charles Levine, Harry Levitch, Jonathan Lisker, May Mailman, Mildred Messenger, Ruth Mintz, Lillian Oakland, Donald Paulson, Avraham Yair Pincus, Solomon Rabinowitz, Arthur Michael Ross, Arthur Roth, Marion Sachs Miller, Esther Schecht, Fanny Schiffman, Ruben Semendoff. We're in the Shloshim for Ken Kelly, the father of Ian Kelly. Just want to mention the passing today, I think it was today, it might have been yesterday, we found out about today, of Rabbi Michael Lerner, the founder of Tikkun magazine, former Hebrew school teacher here in the 60s. It was hard to do, but he was constantly trying to out liberal or out left Rabbi Schulweis. And, you know, being outrageous was part of his deal. And so he stood on the steps with some signs. There's something Schulweis remembered, not necessarily fondly, but well. The memories have all been with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the mourner's Kaddish, page 61. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rava. Amen. V'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayerecho beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. V'heshmei Rava mevorach le'olam l'omei omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei kudshah v'rechu La'elam in kol berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran b'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imrama, uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Remember the people who come to say fellowship is blessed.
Amen.
Some announcements. I'll start here because Ed is wearing his Giants cap as he is coordinating our men's club visit to Giants Jewish Heritage Night on Thursday, September 12th. Join me. I will definitely be there. Big Giants fan.
Is there a charge for that?
There's a charge. You have to pay for the ticket. There are two types of tickets. There's there one's like $80.
Bleachers at 46.
Bleachers at 46.
Box seats at 86.
Box at 86, and includes a Go Giants Hebrew hoodie, T-shirt hoodie, not sweatshirt hoodie, but it's a long sleeve. So, yeah. So you should go. The season's basically already over, but still, we're gonna have fun. Let's see.
Who are they playing?
Who are they playing? Milwaukee? That's too bad. Milwaukee's good. What are you gonna do? Okay, so tomorrow we've got a baby naming, which is very exciting, for Lena Bleeman Schechter. Also, the Kiddush is sponsored by the Blatter family in memory of Harvey Blatter, who died just about a year ago, and the service will mostly be led by the Gutkin family. Blatter is the same family, not just the name of one parent. So Levi and Noah and probably a little bit of Sylvia will be leading most of the service, and they lead it really, really well. Let's see. And so San Luis Obispo will be in the house tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mahjong is not tomorrow, even though we didn't have it last week, because that's a fifth Saturday, not a first or a third Saturday. So it resumes on September 7th. And beginning, Aleph Bet begins on Sunday, September 8th. So get ready for that. And all right, that's enough for Tfilat Yeladim and Shabbat V'Shachal also begin on Saturday, September 7th. It's going to be a busy Shabbat.
And if you're in the Bar Bat Mitzvah family, Sunday night, the 8th, we have a meeting.
We do, and since there are a couple in here, yes, we do. We have our second and last meeting. We usually do 3, but we're only going to do 2. It's going to be a little longer, the second one, but it's hard to get people back for the third one and with the holidays, so that's what we're doing. All right, now the closing song, nobody significant in the musical world died this week. What? I know it's good.
Yeah.
I know it's disappointing, but no, it's good. Okay, but so this is a little bit long introduction to this song. So tomorrow, part of the parsha is about kashrut, and we're going to be, and so I'm going to sing a song about kashrut that is a parody to a pop song. It was an old parody. It's called Puff the Kosher Dragon. Now, I don't know who actually wrote it, but it couldn't have been written, before the 60s because of what it parodies. But it wasn't written a whole lot later because the first line is Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Palestine. Now, they're talking about Israel, and when they say Palestine, when they say that word, people are thinking of the Jewish state. All right, so the world was not considering it Palestine the way we do today, primarily an Arab state, or an Arab entity. It's not a state. But anyway, so Puff Kosher lived in Palestine. So that tells you something about the age of the song and the way the meaning of words change. I mean, that is really significant historically. The other thing, maybe someone knows the answer to this one. The chorus, and frolicked in the synagogue and drank Shapiro's wine. Was there a Shapiro's wine, or that's just a made-up thing? Anybody ever heard of Shapiro's wine? Because they should have said, Manischewitz wine or something. But anyway, so
maybe it's Mr. Shapiro's or Rabbi Shapiro's.
Yeah, it may be Mr. Shapiro.
Maybe it's one of those unique to the Poconos moments.
It could be. I mean, the rabbi in the song is Rabbi Goldberg. So so we don't know who Shapiro is, but we're actually, instead of saying drank Shapiro, the first time we do it, I'm going to sing Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Palestine and frolicked in the synagogue and drank Shapiro's wine. But then I'm going to change it to Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Yisrael and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Okay, because it's not. It just the meanings of those words are too pregnant these days, so we're changing it. But I guess it would be a dilemma because covenant wine sort of part of our congregation. But anyway, I'm changing the Israel part. It doesn't rhyme. All right, so here we go. Look at thing. Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Palestine, just this first time, and frolicked in the synagogue and drank Shapiro's wine. Little Rabbi Goldberg loved that kosher Puff and fed him lox and matzah balls and other kosher stuff. Oh, Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Israel and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Now Puff became bar mitzvah, put on tefillin every day, wrapped up in his tallis. Oh, that's the way he prayed. It's often still sung at Chabad Friday nights, believe it or not, it's true. Made brachas before eating, and he benched after every meal. Imagine how religious it made that dragon feel. Oh, Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Israel and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Now there were some people who did things just for spite. They'd curse Jews and attack them just to get into a fight. When Puff the Dragon heard this, he roared a mighty roar. And now those wicked people, they aren't with us anymore. So you see some Golem in this song as well, right? So there's a lot in here. It's actually kind of an important historical song. I'll skip the chorus there because I already talked anyway. Now Puff the Kosher Dragon found himself a bride. Now literal kosher dragons are his source of joy and pride. They'll grow up doing mitzvahs, learning Torah and davening too, and Rabbi Goldberg teaching them what kosher dragons do. Oh, Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Israel and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Now you who may be listening may think we're making fun, but deep down in this story, there's a moral for everyone. If a dragon can wear a kippah, keep Shabbos and kosher too, then you can learn like Puff did how to be real proud Jews. Loud and proud, right?
Yes.
Very, very today too. Oh, Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Israel and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Oh, Puff the Kosher Dragon lived in Israel and frolicked in the synagogue and davened really well. Shabbat Shalom.